Recently, the feds have been really going after hip hop artists, man. Casanova, recently got 15 years. They didn't want to let Boosie out of jail. They even, I mean, they even picked up the case. It was a state case, and they picked it up, man. What all are you thinking about? How do you feel about everything that's going on?
Rappers are in danger, and you got to be careful, and you got to be responsible. And so this is the catch 22. I see my little brother, 21 Savage, answer this. You can learn a lot from young guys too. I learned a lot from when I see podcasts or interviews with the young boys talking, and it's true. So, when you become successful, you have a survivor's guilt. You feel like, damn, why I made it. These are my friends. We used to chip in for chicken wings. We didn't have it. And so, want to help everybody. But then a lot of your friends, they're not going to rap. They don't think they're going to rap. That's not their future. So they still in the streets. So now you showing up everywhere with them. Your man is selling drugs. Your other man is a killer. We in the hood. And so the feds use that as a RICO, and they lock you all up for that. Now, if you cut them off, you're a sellout. You're a piece of shit. You can never come back to your hood. You ain't a real guy. And if you're a real guy that supports them, you end up like Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti going to trial for some shit you never did. And so it's a catch-22. It's a gift and a curse. And it's a very dangerous position to be in. Often I get happy when I see, I look at, I have about 70 people working for me. And I grew up in the projects. I grew up in welfare. I grew up with nothing. And I got 70 families that cut turkeys on Thanksgiving and say, hey, yo, thanks to the fat guy, he fed us, right? When I look at one of these young kids, I look at 100 jobs. I said, these guys, instead of robbing people, committing crimes, they're about to employ 100 people. And so it's a really tricky situation when you're young and you in them streets, because you start thinking different as you get a little older. I know that's hard to understand, you in your 20s making millions of dollars, but if you make it to your 30s, you won't be thinking like you thought in your 20s. And you'll be a businessman and an entrepreneur and move on and help people. We help people all the time. We had some Muslim brothers, African Muslim brothers and sisters, that they died in the fire. We raised $2 million for them in the Bronx. Puerto Rico, when Donald Trump ain't want to send them nothing, we filled up 1 million pounds of food, women's hygienes, medicine, generators on 4 planes. I opened businesses in the hood, South Bronx, Harlem, Washington Heights. I got a school in my store where we teach kids after school. Now we're teaching them how to do cannabis, because cannabis is legal in New York, so they can learn how to work in cannabis. We trying to do anything to help the people. Anything to help the people. Hip hop gets this stigma and gets this black eye on it when we're really out here trying to change our community and be in our community and help them. And so, everybody's not doing negativity, but the young boys got to know, yo, you kings, you CEOs, you presidents, you're going to be somebody, bro. I know it's tricky. You young, they testing you, and I don't discourage nothing because I'm still a gangster rapper, right? But, so I'm not with people stopping your lyrics, You can't say this. Nah. If I made an album today, it'd be you, bitch. I don't care. This, I don't. That's who I am. Right? And I don't tell them you got to tone down your lyrics or nothing like that. But what I can say is they're using your lyrics against you in court. So we signed a bill with Jay-Z, Meek Mill, me, Yo Gotti. You know, hip hop is creativity. Hip hop is using your imagination. One day I said, make it rain. The next day I made a song about my mother, Perdón Madre Mía. You know how many times I lied in music? You know how many times I exaggerated? You know how many times I used my imagination? I didn't rob the liquor store. I didn't rob Poppy, this and this and that. So now you make a record and they use these lyrics as if you really did this and use your own words against you. This is dangerous. The prosecutors know it ain't true. They know it ain't true. These kids ain't robbed the store, ain't this. It sound good. You can pin it against them. He might not have the right representation, then they gone. And then we got some bad people. You know, this world's filled with evil people of all shapes, colors, and sizes. You know, some people are really evil. Some people really get up every day miserable, and they hate that somebody else is successful. They start looking at their lives and start thinking about everything they did wrong. When they did have the opportunity, they didn't take it. And so they mad at people. And we on Instagram showing off Louis Vuitton and shit, trying to act like we inspiring somebody. And somebody sitting at home mad as hell that you living life. Or you taking a picture of the lobster and the steak. These motherfuckers ain't got chicken nuggets. They at the Waffle House or Denny's eating moons over Miami. They mad as hell. And so that's what we dealing with, you know. So I just encourage the youth to know you one day, if you're lucky enough to live long enough, you will see that you're going to think smarter. You're going to think more family oriented. And we need you to succeed so that you can come back and help your community and inspire your community and give your people jobs. That's the biggest thing, you know, you can do is provide for your people, you know, and that you know, I'm honored to say that's what we try to do on a regular basis, you know, but, you know, it's always been there. You know, you just gotta be smart and just know if you're friends, and I said this in another interview before.
What's up? This is Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Capone News.